Hi, I'm Tom Marks with the Marks Law Firm in Orlando, Florida, and welcome to the Healthy Family Law Attorney. I have a special guest on the program today, and I wanted to introduce Kwaku Mitchell. So, Kwaku is a realtor with over 12 years of experience. He has skills in negotiation and pricing. He's a student of human behavior and market trends, so it helps him maximize the results for his clients. He has a team he leads at Keller Williams Realty, and he serves families in the community. Our purpose is to provide hope and help to families to successfully navigate the family law process in a healthy way, and Kwaku is going to help us do that today. Kwaku, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Tom, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great. Thanks so much for being on the channel. So you're an allied professional in the collaborative process, and I don't think I've had a realtor on the channel that has been involved in that way as an allied professional in the collaborative process. So can you tell us how you got started?
Yeah, absolutely. So as a allied professional and the way I've gotten started is it just experience over the years. A lot of my clients, I've worked through helping those families through divorces, and one of them with the process wasn't litigation. It was a little bit different. It was a collaborative process, and it went by a lot smoother. Like both sides felt heard through the process, and it seemed to be a lot more in their best interest. And then that had my interest. And so, I reached out to some of my, attorneys that I know, and I said, I have to find out a little bit more about this process. And, I started doing the training, our collaborative training. And then I had a chance to do the advanced training as well. And I was just hooked because I was able to really see, it's not that the process is smooth from a perspective of no one's holding hands and skip down the street, but I mean, it's something where both sides are really able to, again, feel heard, and the process is able to finish off in, or at least a lot closer to both clients' best interests. So that's kind of how I got involved and started, and was able to understand the different nuances to be able to work with both parties through that collaborative process, as well as with the entire team.
Okay, good. And I'm going to want to get to your specific training in a minute, but can you tell our audience, what do you do as an allied professional in the collaborative process? You're a realtor, so I assume you get involved as a realtor, but how do you do that in the collaborative process?
Sure. And let's say you have your collaborative team, which are your attorneys, you have your financial neutral, you have your mental health professional, and that allied professional is someone that's not a part of that team, but is as necessary to the process being facilitated. So that can be a quadro attorney. That can be like myself, a real estate agent who's going to help the client sell pretty much the biggest, asset that they have, tied up together as part of the dissolution. So, so as a real estate professional, what I do, I'm a neutral. So I'm working with both sides, and I'm making sure each side feels heard. We have the commitment down with what we're doing, which is we're getting that property sold. And so making sure I can read the process, understand exactly what needs to occur, whether there's repairs that need to be made, whether the in-spouse needs the proper expectations set as far as showings go. Whatever needs to happen, the commitment is making sure we get that property sold and communicating with both sides as well as their counsel to make sure that we're able to get through the process as smoothly as possible. So as an allied professional, that's how I plug into the collaborative process, and I'm happy to do so.
Okay, so you provide valuations on the real estate. So you do like a CMA, or comparative market analysis. And I think you also help establish like maybe valuations for rent, if they're going to rent the property or something like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's so many different scenarios that can occur. post, the divorce, prior to, leading up to it. So we're really crafting the ideal game plan for them, with plan A, B, C, and D. We're really crafting the ideal game plan for them from the minute that we meet with them. So, part of what our discussion is, are we, and again, different scenarios that I can be involved in, does a refinance have to occur? In that case, we get them to a divorce lending professional. If the property needs to get sold, okay, once we sell, then what are the plans after that? Is one side purchasing? Is one side renting? A lot of time, both sides are renting, and we have to take the time to get their rental criteria and make sure they're in a position, and that's all lined up for them. Movers, there's a lot of stuff that needs to occur. So in addition to that, absolutely, I do valuations. If we're going to be selling the home, the normal market analysis. Separately, sometimes I can just do a fair market value, and that's all that a process needs of me at the time, but it just depends. But okay. Yes, a bunch of different scenarios.
Wonderful. Good. So obviously not all realtors are involved in the collaborative process. Not all realtors are allied professionals. So what additional training or designations do you have that it really set you apart in the collaborative process?
Sure. So additional training and designations would be, so I reached out again for more training. There's smaller designations you can do in an afternoon, you can do online in a day. So I reached out to get the highest designation that you can possible, which really is on the job training. So it's called the Alumni Institute. They're based in California, but it's a national network of realtors who specialize in the space. And all the faculty there at the Alumni Institute, they're judges, real estate professionals that just focus on the family law space, family law attorneys. That's all the faculty that's there. So that's the training that I sought to do. We visited the courthouse. We looked at scenarios, case studies. We reviewed final orders that were incorrectly written that had to be rewritten. So it's really on the job training, and you're immersed in the process from the court system to the classroom. So it's called the Certified Divorce Real Estate Expert, and that's my designation, and it's through the Alumni Institute.
Okay, cool, wonderful. Okay, so this is the Healthy Family Law Attorney. So I always ask my guests, do you have a healthy tip for our audience today?
Yes, and as I shared with you, so I live a pretty healthy lifestyle, and after a while that can get kind of intense. So I would say just if I gave a quick tip for anybody else to get healthy, I would say just take a moment, stop your day, take 5 minutes for yourself, call it even 1 minute for yourself. Just kind of write down how you're feeling so you know where you're at. Write something right away that you would like to feel, and just pick one way. And then also just write something nice to yourself. So again, stop, write how you're feeling, so that way we know where we're at. How would you like to feel? And write that down. And then next, just write something nice to yourself, like, hey, I look beautiful in these shoes, or write something nice to yourself, so you take a minute to be kind to yourself, and that'll help take you to where you want to go for the rest of the day. But if you take a second, you slow down, and you do those 3 things, I think that'll change your day. That'll change whatever you're wanting to do, however you're wanting to feel. And I think that's a great healthy tip that's going to take you where you want to go.
Okay, that sounds great. That's intentional. That's really making a point to slow down and reflect and to focus and, write it down like you said. So that's great. So listen, great having you on the channel. For our audience, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, leave a question if you have one, a comment, and we'll see the audience in the next video. Kwaku, thanks so much for being on the channel today.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.